I'm in Frisco, Jeffcoat.
You are?
Yeah.
This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
He was a giant, and
I was a giant. Or were you?
he was a giant, and he was a cowboy. Now these two former rivals have joined forces to bring you the most insightful, perceptive, and controversial sports talk podcast in America. Former Dallas Cowboys defensive end Jim Jeffcoat locks horns with former New York Giants wide receiver Byron Williams. And now, here's Byron Williams and Jim Jeffcoat.
Whoa, they meant you were a giant. I was a cowboy. And
Whatever. I know one thing.
What's
we
that?
are 5-1.
You are 5-1. Congratulations. If the season is over today, you'd be 5-1.
That's right. We'll be in the playoffs.
The season is not over. The season is not over today.
Hey, you know what? The one thing that I saw that was really good today, they have finally put the Giants in the top 5 in the power ranking.
They have.
So,
And they better enjoy their time there because they won't be there for very long.
well, they earning respect. They playing good football. That's what it's all about.
They are playing good football, but we all know who's going to win the NFC East. The Cowboys. We already know it.
Man, you just
flip
a coin and just say that the Cowboys gonna be out.
We played with a backup quarterback.
Didn't I tell you this?
Yes.
Whoever won the NFC East haven't won the NFC East back to back.
Except the Cowboys.
That was 2000.
Except the Cowboys.
That was 2000 back in the day, somewhere like that.
Except the Cowboys. The Cowboys have a winning record against everybody in the NFC East. Everyone.
Well, I don't know where I'm going to have to look that up because I don't know.
Look it up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they have a winning record against everybody in the NFC.
Except the Giants.
No, the Giants.
We've been around the longest. We've been around since the 1920s.
Yeah, but they don't. Since they've been playing the Giants, you got to remember that. In the 70s and the 90s, the Cowboys were really good.
Yeah, but we started whooping that butt in the 80s. That's for sure.
You had the 80s. I'll give you that. Shoot, even the owner getting fired up. Jerry Jones going after Robert Kraft. So
that's good. I've been hearing about that.
Yeah, because they over Goodell. Because they want to give Goodell an extension on his contract. And
they got the NFL owners meeting this week.
Yeah. And then Jerry said, whoa, slow your roll. Make this guy earn his money. What does he get, $71 million?
He getting a lot of money. I know it started off being like $5 million. Now they don't even report it no more. He's making so much money.
He makes so much money. And Jerry said, whoa, slow your roll. As he helped building this game. And things like that.
What done happened is that TV deal with Amazon and all that have really made everybody, just made a whole different game out of NFL.
Yeah, it has. It really has. And then Jim Irsay saying that they got enough votes to get rid of Snyder.
They said they got 24 votes. 24 votes.
Yeah, so you got 24 votes to get rid of Daniel Snyder. And Daniel Snyder said, wait a minute, slow your roll.
Slow your roll. I got dirt.
Yeah, I got pictures. I got videos.
He said he got some stuff from Roger Goodell as well.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Man,
that's
scary.
Crazy.
That's scary.
That's crazy. What has he been doing? They said he hired a
private investigators. Say he hired some private investigators.
Yeah. There's rumors that he has dirt on our producer, Matt. I don't know. He's one of them.
That means he gonna be taking over the Northeast Screaming and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna be taking over the Northeast.
Damn, Daniel Snyder is something else.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
I didn't believe he might be mafia or something.
I know he paid a lady $1.6 million.
Yeah.
Sexual misconduct, and I know he had 15 more ladies in the office that was allegations. So man, he been busy this past since 2020.
Yeah, and then they talk about Deshaun Watson. Shoot, David Snyder was the original. He was the original man.
Well, Deshaun Watson must have been reading the same book.
Must have been.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. But Giants played well last week. I thought at the end of the game that they were going to lose, and then they came back. Obviously, Lamar Jackson threw the interception.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, and the Giants took. Saquon is playing at a different level right now.
He's bringing it. He's bringing it, and he's gonna get a huge contract this year.
Yeah, he is. He's playing real well.
But you know what I love about the Giants? They playing team football, and then the timing is perfect. See, Daniel Jones has settled down. You know, he don't make those crazy mistakes, and you know they just getting good blocks. The O-line looking good. They're making good plays. The defense is making plays from time to time. I mean, it is really a team effort.
Yeah, and they are. And people don't realize how tough a kid Daniel Jones is. Because quarterbacks now, you don't see that. Bloody. He looks like Y.A. Tittle, all bloodied up and stuff. And he's still going at it.
Because I want to say after the second or third play, that wound opened up. And he just started bleeding. And, hey, he just carried on like
like it wasn't anything.
Yeah,
and he doesn't have a lot of talent in the receiver core, but he makes it work. So you got to give him. Obviously, Saquon is playing well.
Yeah, and the rookie tight end,
he's playing really good.
Yeah,
really good.
He caught 5 passes and had a touchdown. I looked up the receivers, so you asked me anything about the receivers. I got the Giants covered. But no, overall though, good team football. You know, Brian Daboll have done a fantastic job making things happen. I mean, just the enthusiasm and the things that, you know, players not making the stupid mistakes that they did last year. Yeah. You know, we talked about that for all last year, and it's just like a whole different team. It's all about leadership too. That's
the leadership starts at the top. But it's all about how they organize the whole thing with all the way from the GM down.
Yeah.
They're all on the same page.
Yeah.
And that's what's helping them is that they're all on the same page.
All on the same page. Exactly right. And that's the good thing about football. And, you know, it's a game of momentum. And it's a game of because you're gonna face the consequences with injuries and turnovers and things like that. But it's how you not give up. You know, that's what I liked about the fourth quarter. They were behind, but they didn't give up. I mean, they you know, it's hard to play against Lamar Jackson. He can make things happen. And man, they really stayed locked into what the game plan and what their focus was all about.
Yeah. And then with the Cowboys and the Philly, you got Philly won. I'm not crying on it. I'm not making any excuses. Jalen Hurts only threw for 155 yards. They were able to run the ball, and they got quality field position.
Yeah.
They got quality field position with the interceptions. But that's a part of the game. You have to overcome those things. And in the first half, they didn't. In the second half, they played better.
Yeah.
If they're going to turn the ball over, which Philly does an excellent job of turning the ball over, that's where they got to correct things at. And, you know, nobody's afraid of Cooper going deep. Yeah. And like you said, with the tight end, the young tight end, I like him better than Schultz.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's Hendershot is his name.
Yeah, Hendershot. Yeah. And the Cowboys, they played a good second half. They came out with emergency, and they came out saying that they corrected the thing. They made a halftime adjustment, and they came out and made it a good game.
And then I think they sacked Hurts 5 times?
Yeah.
Sacked them 5 times. So, you know, there were a lot of positives in the game. Obviously, you want to win it.
Yeah.
But you got to give it in. Philly's a good team. They got talent. and they have a bye this week.
Yeah, they have a bye. And the good thing that I saw in Philly was, they had a balanced game plan. They ran the ball, they threw the ball when they had to throw it, and they just stayed locked in to what they had to do.
Yeah, they did it. I mean, you got to give them credit. They did what they had to do at home.
Yeah.
But like I said before, if the season was over today, then they win the NFC East, but the season's not.
But what I'm seeing too, that there gonna be some heartaches on the road for Philly.
Yeah.
They gonna be ripe for getting their butt beat with a couple of teams in the second half, especially the second half of the season for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I see too. And that bye week coming this early could be a detriment too.
Yeah.
You really want your bye week a little later. So, if you say with the Cowboys, they got the Thanksgiving game and the New Year's Eve game. The Christmas Eve game, and that helps them instead of hurts them because they get a little bit more rest.
Yeah,
and the Giants in a good situation because they play Jacksonville this week, and you would assume that they would beat Jacksonville. Jacksonville is disappointing because I thought they'd be better. And I think somebody on the show said they think Jacksonville was going to win the South. I don't think so. They got beat by Houston.
They started off really good, and now you don't know what you're going to get with them from week to week. And
that's true.
They start off playing good football. I mean, they was talking about Doug Peterson, the new coach and all that. But man, I'm telling you, they don't seem like they done reverted back to some of their old ways.
Yeah, so they did, and that's the thing, And then it says like Trevor Lawrence is starting to play like he did last year, and it could be Houston. Houston might have their number because I had read an article that Houston had beat them quite a bit.
Yeah, they play them good. They play them tough, and as well as I do, some team matches up with other teams sometimes as well.
Yeah, for whatever reason, that is true.
Yeah.
But this is exciting year for pro football because when the NFC East is doing what they're doing, it's good for pro football because you have such a major media markets. Washington, the New York, the Philadelphia, the Dallas, and people pay attention to those teams, and especially when they have some success.
And plus, they got rich tradition. They got rich tradition with former players that have played and superstars that have played, and people are always wearing their paraphernalia. You see a lot of Giant gears and Eagle gears. I seen a car today had his eagle wings flying on the car.
And also, I wanted to tell you, Jason won't be here tonight. It's date night. He's at Eddie V's, and he said,
date night?
He said, "How about your Vikings? They go down to Miami and beat the Dolphins."
Well, I'm impressed with the Vikings, and that just goes to show you that sometimes just a change here and there can get you have a whole different outlook.
It really can. Can.
They got a good coach too, so it's about hiring. Yeah, it's about hiring the right type of coach, and you want a coach that can mix it up and get some enthusiasm in the clubhouse.
Yeah. What will you get? Unity. They're playing as a team.
Yeah.
And they're not fighting each other. They don't care who gets the award. They want the whole team. It's about team, not I.
Well, since you said that, I heard an interview today with Tua down in Miami, and that's what he said. He said that he can't wait to get back, and he said that they whole plan of action have been team oriented, and it's not about him, blah blah blah. And I just like that coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, and that's how you win. Now I think it depends on the health of Waddle and obviously Tyreek Hill, but did you know Tyreek Hill is the only player to have 3 games over 150 yards receiving in a row?
In a row?
Yeah, I think in NFL history.
Yeah, that's unheard of. That right there just goes to show you it's a spectacular. He got some talent, and and his skill set is just his speed and his tenacity on that football field is unmatched. It's hard to cover him. I mean, once he get to rolling, he's gone. He's gone.
You're right. You're right. And you got, I mean, that's pretty. And Tua coming back is obviously going to help them a lot, having him in the backfield.
Yeah.
And then going to him because you don't want your third string quarterback being the trigger man.
And the good thing, I think, with Tua, I was kind of hard on him early on, but, I think he done got his confidence up. It's about a level of confidence for a lot of these players. Once they get their confidence up, I mean, they can unlaunch they can really make history because that's what he's doing. I mean, once you can see that he was playing with the confidence, and then when you got those receivers, the way he got his receiver, man, I mean, he was pointed on. And I'm just glad to see it's happening over there in Miami because they needed something to get excited about.
The only thing that you worry about with Tua, and this is just me speaking out loud, is if he gets hit again, he might be done for the season.
And that's been one of the things. He's always been injury prone. He's been, even in college, he had a hip and injuries and shoulders and now concussions. So those type of injuries can be a long suffering effect. If one hit and he could be in the shoulder, he could be out. But hopefully these linemen can, and they get the ball out of his hand. They can cause him, maybe set him up to cause some good plays and timing. Routes. Yeah, that might be what needs to happen.
No question. And I agree with you 100%. But that's going to be your biggest concern.
Yeah.
There's some shockers in there. I watched Atlanta play the 49ers.
Yeah.
And Mariota is playing really good. And he's just not running the ball. He's throwing the ball well.
Yeah, well, 28-14, that shot the whole everybody. I mean, people that I probably betting on this game probably said, where did that come from? Because, that's another thing about Mariota. He done set and mentor several teams. And now he kind of see that he's mature minded. But again, when you play for the type of coaches that he playing for, Coach Smith in Atlanta, I think now just settle down, play the game. They put in a good game plan, and that's what I like about Atlanta. They got some good coaching staff over there.
Yeah, and he played for Smith at Tennessee. They were there in Tennessee, and he wanted them. But
that's probably something that he saw that he, and then because when we saw them get rid of the quarterback that went to coach, I was saying to myself, man, I don't know what they thinking about.
Yeah, and you never realize these things, but do you realize they possibly were one roughing the quarterback play from leading that division? You think about nobody thinks about things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing, and they're playing better than anybody ever anticipated. They're playing hard. They're similar to the Giants. I don't know if they're good enough to be in the playoffs, but they're going to scare some people. I wouldn't want to play them.
Well, the good thing about it, you can't blink when you get ready to play them. You can't blink and say, "Oh, we got the Falcons this week," because let me tell you, they were ranked 32. They was the last place team ranked going into the season.
Yeah, and also San Francisco had 9 starters injured. 9 starters. They had 9 starters injured. That's a lot of That's a lot of players.
Yeah,
they had injured. Some players in San Francisco are 7. Brandon Ayuk is becoming the star.
Right.
And he's going to help Deebo Samuels because they're not going to be able to single Brandon. Kelsey's going to be Kelsey. Kittle, George Kittle. And Deebo will be Deebo. But they got to get healthy.
They got to get healthy. And I think that the good thing about the 49ers, when they get ready to pour it on, they'll pour it on. Because that's what happened to them last year. Seemed like the second half of the season, they came on and poured it on. And next thing you know, they was playoff bound and almost got to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And then the game of the week was really Buffalo and Kansas City. Yeah. It was a good game.
Great game. Great game.
Good game. Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things.
And I heard a couple of experts said that there was going to be a lower scoring game, and which it was, and it played right into the role of what people saw. You're talking about two of the best teams playing right now, and hard to beat.
Yeah. And I think Buffalo is a little better defensively than, even with their injuries, than Kansas City. I think and I mean, Kansas City's playing with two rookie corners. I don't know how you can do it with two, and that's the thing. They had to take one out for a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. And their best receiver really right now is Kelsey, the tight end.
Right. Kelsey, yeah. And this past weekend was tight end weekend.
Yes,
and they
it
were
was.
celebrating tight ends. So,
Yeah.
but Kelsey right now, he's the number one receiver. Of course, he's the number one tight end for sure. But he's definitely in the top 3 for his receiver total that making impact in the National Football.
Yeah. And Kyrie Pitts caught his first touchdown for this year in that game. And you're right, the tight ends were making it. Kittle was making plays, and tight ends were big in everybody's scheme.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. The only one who really wasn't was Goddard from Philadelphia, and that's because of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
Right.
They did a good job. Like I said, he only had 150 yards, 55 yards, but they were positive yards, and Jalen Hurd had positive. And their running game was good.
Right. What do you think about the Jets in Green Bay, James?
Woo! That shocked me. In Green Bay. But
that's unheard of. It's unheard of.
And you might disagree, but when you draft that high, that long, you're going to have a good roster. And you got, like you said, you got to have the right coach. And if you can get the right coach, because they got talent on that roster, they've been drafting, for the last 4 or 5 years in the top 5.
Yeah.
So they're going to have it. That Quentin Williams is becoming a star. Obviously, Sauce Gardner is a rookie, is a star. Zach Wilson, this Breece Hall, that running back.
Breece Hall.
Yeah.
He's the real deal.
He's the real deal.
The real deal.
Yeah.
And so right now, I think they see themselves as a team to be reckoned with.
Yep.
And they've been playing hard football since last year, really. Since last year. So it's always hard to beat the Jets, but now you see them doing something that they hardly ever been known to do, and that's to go to Green Bay and win these road games.
Yeah, and Robert Saleh said, all you guys that were doubting us, wait. And he might have been telling the truth. Because Zach Wilson, I didn't think he could come back and do the things he could do.
Yeah.
And they're playing now. Obviously, they got the receiver that's really good. I mean, he's
Moore and those guys, they really playing good football.
And they go to Denver. They go to Denver this week, so they should be okay. Because Russell Wilson has a hamstring injury, and who knows if he'll play or not. Denver is a mess.
Total mess. They can't score. They can't score.
No.
It seems like they're pointing fingers, and seem like to me, Russell Wilson has been a disappointment. That's highlighted that he's been a disappointment. But really, they really been in almost every game. Ain't nobody scoring a whole lot of points on them.
They're playing good defense,
but they can't get nothing. Melvin Gordon seems like he's mad about something. I mean, it's really, huh? He's fumbled. Yeah.
See, this bothered me because now Hackett's going to start him. He complained in the press, so Hackett's going to start him. And in my opinion, he should have came in and said, hey, and had the video ready for him. This is why you're not playing in crucial situations.
Well, you don't play the game in the press, that's one thing.
That's right.
And when you do that, it's constantly going to be a buildup of making you look bad.
Yep, and that's it. I don't know and I'm not saying it in a mean way, but I don't know if Hackett's the right coach for that organization. And maybe it's inexperienced. But But Mike McDaniels at Miami's in his first year. The coach in Minnesota's in his first year, and they're having success.
What about Josh? What about Josh? Josh and with the Raiders.
Yeah, he's struggling. And DeBall, this is his first coaching job.
Yeah.
We talked about the Giants.
Yeah.
So you can't use that. This is McDaniel's second coaching job.
Yeah, this is the second coaching year. Yeah.
He's still struggling.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got to be something. And
they did sign some free agents for their defense and Devontae Adams, but man, it seemed like to me, the Raiders to be a much better team right now.
Yeah, and everybody's criticizing them because they didn't get Rich Bisaccia.
Yeah. I thought maybe they should have gave him a chance because he did a spectacular job getting them to the playoff last year.
Yeah. So I don't. You're right about that.
Yeah,
you're right about that. So
I tell you, a team that has surprised a lot of people, and that Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes, sir. I agree.
And the rookie cornerback from UT San Antonio, the kid that went to my little football camp, number 27. His name is Wooden, number 27. He done got 4 picks.
Wow.
In the last 3 games.
Now he was a wide receiver. They converted to DB, right?
No, he was a cornerback. He was a 3rd round draft choice, 4th
round.
No,
what I'm saying is UTSA, Texas San Antonio. He started off as a wide receiver.
Yeah, he started off as a wide receiver. He grew up in Fort Worth. But his dad and I know his dad real well, Jerome. But I'm telling you, Seattle have really surprised some teams.
Geno Smith is really surprising, but he's got 2 big-time receivers.
Absolutely, two big-time receivers, and they just play good football. Pete Carroll, he's the type of coach can rally the troops.
Yeah, and Disley he's been helping them, the tight end. The running game's got to get better.
Yeah, they got
a big game this week. They play the Chargers this week.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a little bit about, and let's talk about what's going on this week. It's Atlanta at Cincinnati.
Atlanta at Cincinnati. Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. He went into the stadium last week wearing the jersey number 1.
Yeah.
And so what did that tell you?
Yeah. And then but Jamar Chase was wearing his jersey. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they won the championship there at LSU.
Okay.
So they were wearing each other's jersey.
Okay.
And, Joe Burrows is from Ohio, but he was at Ohio State. He transferred to LSU. And
right.
Jamar Chase was there already.
Right.
So they wore each other's jersey. And they won. They beat New Orleans.
Yeah. Well, New Orleans, they play good hard football, but it's something, it's something missing. But Cincinnati, they just gonna be hard to beat in any given week.
Yeah, but do you think their offensive line is good enough? Because Atlanta, like you said at the beginning of the show, they play hard.
Yeah. Well, their offensive line been a problem. They just hadn't been able to protect Joe Burrow.
Yeah, because you got Mixon and Perine, you should be running people over and then get the play action.
They have a good balanced scheme of talent on that team, but for some reason they just hadn't been able to put it all together.
Yeah. So you think Cincinnati's gonna win?
I think Cincinnati's gonna win.
Yeah, I would think they're gonna win.
Well, they're gonna win because they're at home too, though. They're at home.
I would watch out for Atlanta because they could put pressure on you. Detroit at Dallas. These are all the 12 o'clock games first.
Okay. I think Detroit, if they can just forget the last game and continue to build on what they've been playing hard football, I think they can give Dallas some competition.
Detroit plays better at home.
Yeah.
And they struggle on the road.
Yep.
So that's the thing. But
the Patriots went up there and they blanked. They didn't score a point against the Patriots.
Yeah, I know. And Detroit is coming off a bye week.
Yeah.
But what happened with Detroit is they got banged up.
Yeah.
They got really banged up with their top running back out and their top receiver. and they got beat. I mean, they got beat up bad, and that's what's hurt them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, if I was the Cowboys, I wouldn't take this lightly.
I won't take it lightly either because
I'm going to pick Dallas, but this is a trap game. This is a trap.
Well, this is probably Dak Prescott return back, so we'll see.
Yeah. Indianapolis, Tennessee.
I just think the coast so wishy-washy. You don't know what you're gonna get. But I think too, if Tennessee just stick to the game plan, Derrick Henry, give him the ball 25 times and just play good, solid home football, they can give some home cooking there. I think, I just think the Titans gonna flip the script.
This is interesting because didn't Tennessee play him like 2 weeks ago?
I think so.
And obviously Indianapolis lost to him. And I might be wrong. Yeah, they did. They beat them 24-17. And that's kind of early for
teams play again.
Like this playing each other.
Yeah.
So I think they lost when they lost Jonathan Taylor. They lost a lot.
Yeah.
And nobody's been able to take his place. And I think if he's out, then Tennessee's going to get it. I don't think Tennessee's a very good team. I'm shocked on how bad they're playing because Washington should have beat them.
Yeah, yeah.
Washington, they haven't impressed me all year. Maybe they will later on in the year, but they don't look good.
They don't look good. They need a couple of receivers too.
They don't have any receivers. That's right.
They don't look that good.
Yeah, people are keying in. What's his name? Robert, the one from came from the Rams.
Robert Woods.
Robert Woods has been okay, but he hasn't been a difference maker.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's the problem at Tennessee, but they should have enough to beat Indianapolis.
Yeah, it should. And I always give teams 2 or 3 points at home, so I'm giving them
yeah. That's what
little edge because they playing at home.
Yeah, and they already beat them in Indianapolis. So I would say the same thing you're saying is that I'm gonna go with Tennessee on that one.
Yeah.
Green Bay at Washington. That is another place that's shocking. That's shocking.
Well, you say Carson Wentz is down.
Yeah.
And you just can't go against Aaron Rodgers too many weeks. I think some good things gonna happen for him. I just think he likes the challenges, and I think Washington better be ready this week. Well,
the only thing I'm saying in this is that Washington has been struggling defensively, and their offense is not very good.
Right.
Brian Robinson coming back from being shot. Washington has more talent on offense than people give them credit for as far as the receiving core. They got some people would like to have their receiving core. But I think Green Bay's problem is when you talk about them, there's a lot of discontent there in certain positions. The receivers, it doesn't seem like just like this, and it's between Aaron Rodgers and LaFleur because he stated in the press, just like you said, you don't want to take it to the press, that they need to simplify the offense. And LaFleur said basically, I don't know what that is to simplify it. I mean, LaFleur has won more regular season games in the last 3 years than any coach.
Right.
And I think that's what's happening is that one guy, the face of your franchise is saying this, and the head coach is saying this, and it meshes because it goes in the locker room. When that face of that franchise starts saying stuff like that, they're gonna back him. The players are instead of LaFleur. So you got some issues.
Got some issues, and even when they left the game in London, and a couple of defensive players said if they lose that next game, that's right. So there's been a lot of rumors and talk. So for some reason you got to get your locker room back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
your locker room is little bit divided right now.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
divided.
And you got those young receivers, but Randall Cobb is out.
Yeah, he's out.
Injured.
Yeah,
And
they
he
carried
was
him
kind
away.
of the glue.
Yeah,
Because Dubs is going to have to be the glue, but I'm going to pick Washington.
I'm picking Green Bay, but let me tell you, Green Bay, you got to quit pointing fingers.
Yeah, but I'm gonna pick Washington. I'm telling you, because their backup quarterback started last year.
Well, they backup quarterback ain't worth crap in Washington.
No, but I'm just gonna pick him. I just
all
got
right. You pick Washington.
Tampa Bay at Carolina.
Carolina, they're threw in the towel.
They have. They're gonna start trading everybody.
Yeah.
If you were there, you'd be traded. They're talking about trading linemen. They're about trading, obviously, McCaffrey. They traded Robbie Anderson to Arizona.
Yeah.
So they just doing a house fire, a house sale.
Yeah. It's just, and then the owner, I mean, they had rumors that the owner is just always ain't trying to do what it takes to win, always complaining. So
yeah,
it's not a good situation in Carolina.
Yeah, I wish we were playing Carolina this year. Tampa Bay is going to get after them. That's going to be an ugly game.
It's going to be an ugly game because Brady, Brady he got to put up some numbers.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one. New York Giants at Jacksonville. And the only reason I'm saying it's interesting because it's going to be warm there. But New York was obviously on the road with Baltimore, and now they got to go down to Florida. Well, I still think the Giants are going to win, but it's going to be closer than people anticipate.
Yeah, and plus, some like we said earlier, some teams just match up with other teams, but I'm thinking that the Giants got to go out there and handle the business.
Yeah, and that's the same thing. And like I said about the Cowboys in Detroit, you can't look at the film and say, "Oh, we're going to run these guys out because we don't beat certain teams," which they have. You're going to have to play to beat Jacksonville because they're going to play hard at home.
They do. They play hard at home. Last year, if you recall, when the coach went down there to play them, they got their head handed to them.
Yeah. Now, here's one you'll like. Cleveland and Baltimore. Myles Garrett couldn't practice today. Jadeveon Clowney couldn't practice. Cleveland might be the most disappointing team.
It is.
In the NFL. And I know Jacoby Brissett is starting.
Myles Garrett became the all-time sack leader for the Cleveland Browns this past week.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's the number one sack leader in the history of the Cleveland Browns. But, I don't know if Cleveland – it's something about Cleveland that really get them in a situation where they're close to winning, but they can't win.
Exactly. And then Baltimore, that's another disappointing team. Now, Baltimore
don't have no receivers. They had some receivers.
Well, they just signed Deshaun Jackson.
They got Andrew, but Deshaun Jackson was signing. Yeah,
he's signing with them.
Yeah,
but you're right.
But if they had somebody to go with the tight end that they have.
Yeah, and he's a little banged up. Mark Andrews.
Yeah, Andrews, he's a little banged up. Yeah.
But, yeah, you're right, because that's the problem what they're doing to Lamar Jackson. It's kind of sad because the kid has the talent. He's been an MVP, but he's getting beat up because they asked him to do so much to win games. And that's hard.
And at 18-week schedule, 17-week schedule is a long time.
Exactly. And he's taking a huge New York Jets at Denver. I think the Jets are going to get after Denver.
I think Denver's going to win a game.
I don't. Russell Wilson's hurt, and they got Jerry Jeudy, who's a good receiver. Their defense is good, but I just don't think, like you said, there is no chemistry. I mean, like you said, did you see Melvin Gordon the last 2 weeks? I would cut him. I would cut Melvin Gordon. You either in or you out.
I think Melvin Gordon and Sutton going to get off this week, and I think the offense going to score 30 points. They hadn't scored over 20. They hadn't scored 20 points this year.
Wow. Wow, that's
Think this is
interesting.
gonna
I
be
don't
the
think the
game that they
Cowboys
turn.
have scored 20.
This is gonna be the game that they turn things around.
Yeah, I don't think the Cowboys have scored over. Well, no, that's not true. They scored 23 against the Giants, and they
Yeah,
scored 25 against Washington, and they scored 22 against the Rams.
yeah.
So,
But last year, Dallas was averaging 30, 31 points.
I know, but that was with Dak. Dak only
Yeah.
missed one game, and that was Minnesota. If you
Yeah.
remember, at Minnesota at night.
At night.
And they're playing Minnesota at night again.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. But I just feel the Jets are turning the corner. They're getting confidence. I don't think, and they beat some good teams. They beat obviously Miami, and I know they had the injuries.
And
but
the good thing about the Jets, I was gonna say the good thing about the Jets, they playing with confidence.
Yeah. But I know that they have not played a lot of AFC East teams. They only played Miami so far. And they won in Cleveland. They won in Pittsburgh. They won in Miami. And they won in Green Bay. And so that's pretty good. Well, they beat Miami at home. So these things are happening. I mean, like I said, they have talent. Salah is getting that talent to play together.
Yeah.
And because he had an issue, just what I was talking about, a receiver was complaining that he wasn't getting the ball. And he was complaining to press, instead of Salah taking it to press, he called them in and they talked about
it. And that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. And that's how you get these things resolved. You don't put out a war out in the paper like Gordon is doing. What I got to do to be in the game plan. That's what you have to say. You notice that Kenny Galloway at the Giants complained, and now you see that he ain't really playing. I know he's injured, but they kind of put him out of there.
Well,
a lot of money.
When you have an apple and they have a bad seed on it, is and that it ain't gonna do nothing but just grow, and you just can't eat a rotten apple.
That's true.
And you just got to cut that rotten out. Either that you got to shut up and play, or they're gonna sit you down, or they're gonna trade you. And trade deadline in game yet, but some of these players gonna get traded.
Yeah, you're right. But do you want a player like that on your roster?
No, you don't need a player on your roster.
Because that could be a locker room cancer or a locker room lawyer.
And that's when the guys with the C's on their jersey got to step up and say, look, pull this guy to the side and say, look, we are not here for this. Team football is still team football.
Yeah, and I agree. Okay, this is an interesting game. Houston at Las Vegas. You would have never anticipated Houston probably is going to be favored in this game against Las Vegas.
I'm still waiting on Las Vegas to click it in all cylinders. I know that Devontae Adams still got to get off. I think their tight end was injured. I don't know if he's still injured or not.
Yeah, he was. Darren Waller.
Yeah, Waller. I just think too that I believe there's still time enough for the Las Vegas Raiders, to go 4 or 5 games in a row, to win 4 or 5 games.
Can they, under they had a bye week. They were on a bye. So, yeah. But can they? That's the question you have to ask.
Well, maybe this might be one of those rechargeable moments. We'll see.
Yeah. But that's something that you have to ask is, can they do it? And can they come together? So that's it with that team, because they do have talent. We all know, but they don't play together. Max Crosby is having a great season. He's leading the league in sacks, and he's leading it in he's also leading the league in tackles for loss.
Tackles for loss, yeah.
Chandler is not stepping up, and their defense is not playing well.
But sometimes the scheme of the defense, I know Chandler coming from Cardinals, maybe the scheme of the defense, he's not quite got it down yet. But being a veteran, you shouldn't have no problems.
I'm gonna stay with Houston on this one. I'm gonna go Houston.
The Raiders gonna have their best game of the year. This game right here,
and it's at Vegas.
Right.
Seattle at Los Angeles, the Chargers. This is an interesting one.
I'm sticking with my Chargers. I've been, I know they haven't had a lot of injuries and things that haven't gone well, but the Chargers just got the potential to be great. I just think if they get a little bit healthy, it's just Justin Herbert, man. He's just gonna be a spectacular player. And Eckler, the running back, he had 199 yards last week, and he did a good job this past weekend. So the running back has really improved. So I'm thinking that it's just a matter of time for the Chargers to get to where I thought they were going to be before the year started. That's one of the teams I pick going to be the surprise team.
Yeah. If I would pick them that they're beat up too for whatever reason. Chargers, they're beat up, the quarterback. And I think Seattle is playing out of their mind because I would have never anticipated Seattle winning as many games as they won. They won 3 games. They're 3.
Yeah, they're 3-3. Exactly, they're 3-3.
So I'm going to stay with my pick on this one. I'm going to pick Seattle because Geno Bell. So
I'm picking the Chargers. That's the team I like.
Not Geno Bell, Geno Smith. So I'm going to stay with picking Seattle. I think Seattle's going to edge them out. Okay. Kansas City at San Francisco.
San Francisco is they're hurting right now. It's just hard to go against Kansas City. But, they just got a lot of injuries with the 49ers. It's just something that I think the 49ers, they play good at home.
Jason, the Vikings have a bye week. We don't talk about the Vikings.
The Vikings right now they're ranking 4th in the power ranking.
Yeah, Jason said, he did text me and said that you need to talk about your Vikings, Byron. Jason, you are at dinner with your fiance. You need to focus on her, not the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yes, you are with your fancy backdrop.
He's looking at my backdrop.
Yeah.
I'm up in Frisco.
He's over his daughter's house. His daughter's got style.
I'm up in Frisco, and my daughter, she a VP of some company, so she have all that stuff in this office. But my grandboy there, and they're raising hell. I hear them in the background.
Jason,
I'm trying to keep them from coming in here. Dang.
Jason, this is a Vikings-free zone. The Vikings are on a bye.
Hey,
you cannot talk about the Vikings.
Hey, one of my grandsons is gonna be playing for somebody.
Oh yeah.
And my daughter got this helmet in here.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
So when I saw this, I say,
Jason's gonna be your best friend.
He playing for the Vikings.
Oh my goodness.
The Vikings done drafted my grandson.
Oh my goodness. Hey, and Jason was supposed to be at that golf tournament we're going to on Monday, but he had some business obligations that he couldn't make it.
The tournament on 24th?
Yeah. Yep.
But Jason, you're doing a good job with Jim, like you're getting in shape. But I don't think you're going to be able to hit the dang golf ball.
I can hit it now. I'm knocking the mess out of that.
That's good.
So I'm not.
Yeah, we didn't want to talk about the Vikings. We didn't want to talk about the Vikings.
We can't talk about that team up north. The North.
We give the Vikings a thumb up. We give them a thumb up.
Yeah, we give a thumb up, but we're not going to talk about the Norsemen. So, sorry, Jason. Sorry. No hard feelings. Jason,
so you taking the Chiefs or the 49ers?
Chief or the 49ers? You know I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Defense, I think the 49ers defense, and they were embarrassed last week. The Chiefs were. I mean, the 49ers losing to Atlanta like that. But I just don't think they're healthy enough. The 49ers.
Yeah.
And you never know what Mahomes is going to do. I mean,
Mahomes going, yeah.
Jason.
It's hard for them to lose 2 in a row.
Jason's starting up again. He's forgetting that team up north, the Norsemen, are playing the Cowboys at night. And we know what Kirk Cousins is at night.
He don't like night.
No. He goes to sleep at 5 o'clock. And that's what happens. And he doesn't want to see the dark.
Well, they better play all their games at 12 o'clock then.
Yeah, that's what I said. They'd be undefeated at 12 o'clock.
Hey.
That's what I said. Okay,
wow.
Here's an interesting game. Did you hear the issue that happened with Pittsburgh, why Trubisky was benched?
I didn't hear that.
He got in a fight with Deontay Johnson in the locker room.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
He got in a fight with him, and they benched Trubisky. But Trubisky is the one who won the game last week.
He came back and won the game for him.
And they play at Miami.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh at Miami. I would say Miami. And I always like Pittsburgh, but I don't think.
You know what? I never want to bet against Tomlinson, the coach.
But
for some reason, they just can change overnight.
Yeah, and they were saying that the Brian, the former coach, is with Pittsburgh now, and but it's a new offense.
Okay.
Brian Flores.
Yeah.
He's the new offense, so I don't think that's going to make that much of a difference.
Well, I know that it's hard to beat Miami because they beat the Buffalo Bills down there, and if Tua is back and they get back to their old self, I think the Dolphins going to be on fire.
Now, the last game of the week, this should be a blowout. New England versus Chicago.
Yeah.
I would say New England's going to.
That's going to be a Monday night football game?
Yeah. That's going to be a Monday night game. And here's the thing that is pretty
I'm going with Zappy, man. I'm going with Zappy.
Yeah, and Zappy is he the next, I hate to say this, is he the next Tom Brady?
Well, I know they ain't gonna have no spot for him at the Patriots, but maybe he get to go to a team that they can use him.
You think so? You think that if he plays better, because he's looked better than Matt Jones? He
won't be able to take Matt Jones' place.
But they had Brady take Drew Bledsoe, and they paid him a big contract.
That ain't gonna happen. But these guys are they young. Bledsoe had played. He was on his downside.
Yeah.
These guys are both too young.
I mean, if you got somebody like Zappy, because that dude he can whip it now, and that's what I'm saying.
He bring a whole lot of different energy and momentum to the game, which is good. Yeah. Excitement. I mean, you got to have some excitement in football.
Yeah. And Jones, I mean, we don't know when he's going to be back.
Yeah.
And Zappy, this is different than Cooper, Rush, and Dak. This is totally different.
Well, I tell you what, if you start winning, it's all about winning in the NFL. If they start winning, they might going to be considering Zappy for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because everybody thought they would be the third or fourth team in the AFC East. And now they are playing better than anybody anticipated. I think they're 4-2.
The last 2 weeks, they look like a whole different team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're playing with a lot more confidence than I ever anticipated. And not Pittsburgh, but Chicago. I like Justin Fields, but he doesn't have enough yet to take it to that next level. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback in the NFL.
They playing good competitive football, the Bears, but they got a little ways to go.
Yeah. And then the bye weeks this week are Buffalo, Los Angeles Rams, who needs it?
Yeah.
Minnesota and Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So
and all them teams right there, they gonna be in the heat out there in the season for us.
that is true.
Make playoffs.
That I would agree with you. I would
Yeah.
agree with you. So we got a little bit of time left, and got anything that you want to get off your back?
Well, I'm up here at Frisco right now, and I'm probably about 1 mile from the Cowboys training facility.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited about the NFC East. I'm really excited about the NFC.
I am too.
And it's good football. What I'm excited about too, last week we had our little leadership meeting with the NFLPA. This week the NFL owners are having their meeting, and what I'm excited about though, NFL football is for real. It's good. Yeah. It's a good place to be.
Jason, we talked about Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones, and you saw what Jerry Jones told him: "Don't F with me. Don't F with me."
Jerry Jones meant that.
Yeah. I think he would have, Robert Kraft, if it was masseuse, he had a chance. But
well, that it's interesting that now they talking about the NFL owners, but I just think too, they gonna be able to keep some of that gospel down. They ain't gonna be able to say some things, and some of the stuff ain't able to come out. It won't be able to come out.
That's true. What I'm going to get off we got a couple minutes, but what I'm going to get off of my chest is this week, everybody was complaining about roughing the quarterback, and it was down a lot this week on roughing the quarterback. So I think it's the referee's decision, and I think there is roughing the quarterback, but the problem is in a crucial situation, just like in basketball, you don't call fouls in the last seconds. Yeah, and I mean, it has to be flagrant to call it, because you can decide a game, and with the gambling situation, we don't say this, but the truth is, you can make people lose a lot of money.
Absolutely, absolutely. So one of the things I was going to mention is the oversight committee, the rules committee, the instant play committee. All of these committees need to be able to make decisions quick, define them, and make sure that this game is not being compromised by stupid calls. I mean, the last couple of weeks when players, ain't no way they should have called that play against the Kansas City Chiefs for roughing the passer.
Yes, I agree with you. But also, what I'm noticing is, because they're so emphasized on roughing the quarterback, that they're missing a lot of the holdings, the defensive pass interference, the pick plays. They're missing a lot of stuff.
It was one player had 3 holdings this weekend in one of those games. So
it's a little different now. I mean, and as noticed it, because they made an argument about it. Now they changed how they're calling the games.
Yeah.
Because the refs become the game when you do this, and they need to do their job, but they also got to use common sense.
Yeah.
Judgment.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I got that off there, and we got through a whole session without talking about that team from the north.
What team is that?
The team up north, close to the Canada border. I know
Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, that team. And Grand Forks. I know my friend is from Grand Forks, Minnesota.
Grand Forks. That's cold up there right now. They getting some snow up there.
It's snowing up there.
Yeah.
It's snowing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But, me and Matt, we was talking earlier, the G-Men are looking good.
Yeah, they are. But they'll be a good playoff team, wild card team. And the Cowboys will win the division. We all know that.
They will not win the East.
Okay, here we go. It's a great one to end on, because I know them Cowboys going to do it. I know it. And when
we're going to put some black around them Cowboys' eyes when we come.
Hey, here we go. Go blue. Go blue. Oh, I'm getting outnumbered. I'm getting outnumbered.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a great show. Had a great time. We got about 20 seconds. We're going to be going against Detroit. You're going against Jacksonville. So it's probably not going to be much movement in the NFC East, but we'll be there. I ain't worried. Y'all got to come to Dallas.
We're expecting some wins this weekend. Some wins.
All right. All right.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.